Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a bit, I am headed out the door to check out the new holiday film, Red One. That's right, Christmas is coming just a little bit early this year here at the Film Geek. I was given the opportunity to check out an early showing of this film, and I am not going to look a Santa Claus in the mouth? Does the saying still work if it's Santa Claus, not a horse? Okay, well anyways, I am off to check out Red One. And so what is the plot of this film? Well, it tells the story of good old Saint Nick, played by J.K. Simmons. And he's not your typical Santa Claus. This is a Santa Claus that likes to work out and get all beefed up. This is a Santa Claus who gets some stuff done, but he still gets kidnapped. And it is up to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris, I don't have a cool middle name, nickname Evans, to go out and find Santa Claus. This film is also starring Lucy Liu, but I'm not exactly sure what her character is. I just know she's in the movie. Well, anyways, guys, it is enough of me sitting here yammering on because I need to go spread some holiday cheer and check out Red One. Welcome back, just getting home, and guys, I enjoyed this movie. I thought this was a perfectly acceptable family action film. So let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the runtime. This film clocks in at just over 2 hours, and in my personal opinion, for the little guys, that might be a little too long. The movie should just be in at a nice tight 90 minutes, that good old sweet spot hour and a half. A little bit longer than that, the little kiddos, they start to get a little rambunctious and a little antsy in their pantsies, if you know what I mean. So maybe slimming this film down a little bit might have helped. Now, I do understand that there's some parts in this movie that needed to be there. You needed the character development and so on and so forth. You needed the slower parts so you could deliver the story and so on. But in all honesty, guys, we really should have tightened this movie up just a little bit if you're trying to get those young kids in the seats who want to stay there. Also, the story itself is pretty basic. There is not a lot going on here. It is definitely just your typical Santa Claus is lost or so-and-so is lost and we need to find him kind of film, and not a whole lot new is brought to the table in that category. It's just one of those movies where they go from location to location getting different information in order to try to figure out where Santa Claus is, which there's nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong, but if you're expecting this movie to bring something new to the table with the Santa Claus mythos, not really going to happen in this movie. There is some things that I did like that we'll get to when I get into the positives, but all in all, guys, I would have to say this is a pretty bland, normal, not a whole lot happening kind of story. It's got a lot of shimmer and shine, but not a lot of substance behind its eyes. But that's not necessarily a terrible thing, because this movie doesn't exist to win awards or Oscars. It exists to have families get out to the movie theaters during the holiday season and see a movie together. And I think it does definitely deliver in that category. So let's move into the positives, shall we? Our cast is outstanding in this film. I had a lot of fun with the actors. Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson were great together. They had really fun chemistry, and all the time that they were on screen together was probably some of the best moments in this entire film. J.K. Simmons was outstanding as Santa Claus. Even though he's not on screen very often, he took the role very seriously and had a great time with it at the same time. And that's something I wanted to bring up. One of the things in this film that I absolutely loved was just how serious everybody takes everything. Because Dwayne Johnson's character is like the head of security for Santa Claus. And so they treat the whole situation like he's the president of the United States or some big world leader or something, you know? Like, he's on the move. Let's go. You hear that? Let's move. Things of that sort the movie brings to the table, and I really enjoyed that. When Santa Claus is taken, they're trying to explain things to Chris Evans. It was really funny because everything was being taken so seriously. And of course, Chris Evans' character, who's not part of this weird mythical creature world, is just a normal guy just trying to take this in like, so you're serious now. We're saving Christmas. Okay. I also enjoyed seeing Chris Evans in a different type of role. That was something I liked about him in Knives Out. He is not good old squeaky clean Captain America in this one. In fact, he's the one who's saying all the bad words in this movie. And I liked watching him play a skis ball. I guess you could say a lovable skis ball. And his character has a lot of heartfelt development throughout the entire film that makes his character really interesting. Dwayne Johnson's character is also playing someone, and I thought this was hilarious, and it really brought into the whole, cop movie or action film thing. He's getting ready to retire. That's right. Santa Claus was kidnapped on the last day before his retirement. And ain't that some shit? And I don't know if there was I'm getting too old for this shit in this movie kind of joke, but there really needed to be. I thought it would have fit just fine. But all in all, guys, I think this was a really fun, really good Christmas film to get out there and check out. Oh, I almost forgot. The special effects. Okay, now the CGI is not absolutely perfect in this film. There are some moments where it looks a little wonky, but all in all, it's pretty good. I like some of the aspects they brought in with Santa Claus. They brought in this whole idea of mending together like technology and magic, and I thought it made it feel a little bit more real to some of the younger kids in the audience that are a little bit more reliant on technology, and they lead a little bit more of a reason for things to work, and it kind of just makes it a little bit more relatable by making it more of a technology than a magic where it's just kind of like you wave your fingers and something happens. No, Santa Claus has a special device for that. Santa Claus doesn't just teleport around. Nope, he uses ropes and chutes and ladders and stuff like that, and I thought it was neat. It kind of brought in a fun James Bond spy element to the film. But there was one thing that I also really enjoyed too, was this movie doesn't just completely rely on CGI special effects. There was some really great practical effects and some amazing makeup that was seen in this film, and I do appreciate that because I do feel that some of these movies are just getting sloppy and just using CGI as a scapegoat to just, do the effects for them so they don't have to get the talent. But this film really had the talent. They had some great makeup. There were some really solid practical effects in this movie, and I enjoyed it. I thought all in all, this is going to be a fun family film once it gets out in theaters, and I believe it's coming out November 15th, so just look it up if you want to be certain, but I'm pretty sure I saw on the poster that this film is coming out November 15th, so it's about a month away. You got plenty of time to prepare for it and get ready, because I think it's a solid one. Pack the kids up in the SUV, the minivan, the EV, hybrid, whatever the hell you're driving, load them up on a fun old Sunday afternoon and take in a good old-fashioned family matinee come November 15th. Okay, guys, well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.